So the story of Medusa is actually an incredibly sad one. Okay, she starts out as a beautiful mortal princess, and she is taken advantage of by Poseidon. Okay, so in nearly every single story, the story tells that she's raped. Okay, and so in that story, what's going on is you got to understand Poseidon and Athena like hate each other because they both wanted Athens to be their patron city. Athena won, okay, and so she gets that city, and so to disgrace Athena, Poseidon decides to rape Medusa in Athena's temple, okay, and so that is just terrible. It's a terrible story. It's super super sad, um, but it gets worse because Athena, though she is incredibly wise, she does not depart from what is kind of a norm in these stories of um, attacking the victim instead of attacking the aggressor. And so instead of punishing Poseidon directly for this, she decides to punish Medusa instead. And so she turns Medusa into a Gorgon. Now, some of the later stories try and twist this, and they say that she turns her into a Gorgon so that no man can ever look on her. Because remember, if you look at a Gorgon, you turn to stone, and she will never be taken advantage of again. And I really like that version of the story, but it's definitely not what the original is. Because you're going to find out later, Athena's not just content with punishing her so that no one can ever look at her again, but she also later helps Perseus cut off Medusa's head. Okay, so the reason she wanted Perseus to be helped, the reason she assisted Perseus rather, is that she wanted Medusa's head for her own shield. That way she can carry around this trophy of Medusa's head. So though I would love to redeem Athena in this story, I don't really see that as an original here. Okay, now when Medusa is killed, as sad as that is, she does turn into a pretty formidable foe, and is killed by Perseus. And when she's decapitated, kind of some cool stuff does happen. Okay, um, because she was impregnated before she became um, a Gorgon by Poseidon. When her head is chopped off, two offspring pop out with it. Okay, one of the offspring is Pegasus, and Pegasus gets all kinds of attention. He is the flying horse, the only one. There's not like any flock of Pegasi, just one Pegasus. He pops out actually from her decapitated head, so like from her neck. I don't really know how that works, but that's what happened. Okay, the other creature that pops out gets not as much attention and is super heartbreaking to me because I feel like this is a missed opportunity. Okay, because you have Pegasus, the flying horse, and then his brother Chrysor, who and sometimes is just a giant. But the better versions of the story, you have Chrysor, the flying pig. Okay, to me, again, totally missed opportunity because there are no stories about Chrysor, but there should have been because you come into battle flying on a horse, that is impressive. You come into battle flying on a pig, and you have already won. Okay, so why this poor pig is left out of the mythology, I do not know. But I have a campaign, Save Chrysor. You guys should jump on that as well. Okay, so this is what Medusa looks like. Maybe because sometimes she has like a full snake body, and it's even hard to find a picture of Chrysor. Like I found this one on like what appears to be an old pot of some kind, and then there's this one that is super cool, but clearly someone just like edited a picture and called it Chrysor. But again, super missed opportunity here. All right, two more things real quick. I think I can get through them. Nymphs and satyrs. Okay, nymphs are your minor nature goddesses. So they are directly tied to whatever form of nature they are in. So dryads are forest nymphs. That forest dries up or burns or whatever, and they cease to exist. But they are goddesses. They're kind of like fairies in Greek mythology, but they're divine. But they are limited in that they have to stay in connection to whatever they are the goddesses of. So like you're not going to see naiads outside of springs and rivers. Okay. Now, always portrayed as young, beautiful women, and they are always said to marry or date or whatever satyrs. And satyrs are, faun is the Roman word. They are minor gods of the wood. So they're the male equivalent of a nymph, but they look like Pan. So they are part man and part animal. Most of the time, they're like part goat and part human. But in a lot of the stories, they're also part donkey and part human. But I've not found very many good pictures of that, except for one time on a deck of cards my parents brought back to me from Greece, and there was a picture of a donkey satyr on that. But other than that, you very rarely see them. But they're supposed to be like the attractive goat boys, where Pan is like the ugly goat man. Okay, now that is the stopping point. From here, we will jump into your first quiz. And so, again, there are these Kahoots you can look up. There are also reviews on quizzes. Check out the assignment sheets for that. As always, guys, have a great day. Make wise decisions. Merry